Hey fellow riders, Hurricane Ian just made its way through Orlando, and I wanted to share some before and after footage of the impact of this hurricane to the Orlando area, starting right now on MotoTravelUSA. So what I did, I took a ride when we first started experiencing the outer bands of Hurricane Ian. And then after 8 hours of power loss and a leaking roof, went out again to see the impact. And that's what you're seeing here with some of this footage. Now, my family has been through a couple hurricanes because we've lived in Florida for a while, and each one is unique. This one was pretty intense. The wind started late in the evening and lasted up until about noon the next day on the 29th. We lost power about 5 a.m. on the 29th, and then it didn't get restored until later that day, with thousands, hundreds of thousands of people without power in the area. Now on the 28th when I took it out, there were sustained winds of about 35 miles per hour, and that was pretty interesting on the motorcycle. I have experienced winds like that at higher elevation, so I was a little used to it, but it's always an uneasy feeling getting blasted with 35 mile an hour winds while riding and while it's raining pretty hard. What we just drove through was Plant Street, Winter Garden. It's a very cool place to visit when there's not a hurricane, a lot of cool places to eat, and it's a start, or it can be a start or an end of a really good motorcycle ride. With this hurricane, with Hurricane Ian, we did see a lot of flooding in the Orlando area, as you can see on the right here. All over the tourist corridor, Universal Orlando, around that area was flooded. On I Drive, which is kind of the main tourist trap of the area. I'm not going to drive there today, but there was a lot of flooding down there. The one thing that was unique about this hurricane that I haven't experienced before with other hurricanes, it was very hard to find really useful information about the hurricanes in the news. A lot of it was clickbaity and sensationalistic. Any true information was covered with ads, and it was kind of difficult finding information of when the hurricane would hit us, how badly, and obviously anybody who watched this originally they thought the path was going to be Tampa Bay, and that was going to be decimated. Unfortunately, it hit, well, no matter where it hit is unfortunate, but unfortunately it hit Fort Myers, Naples area, and those guys got hit very hard. Tampa Bay, I don't think got hit really hard at all. They might have got some rain and wind, but luckily Tampa Bay was spared. As you can see with this shot, retention ponds were overflowing. The roads had tons of water in it. Everybody was cooped up for the last 24 hours or so, so there were definitely a lot more people on the road after the hurricane as opposed to on the 28th when the bands first started hitting us. What you're looking at here is Reams Road. It's the road that most employees, or a lot of employees at Disney World, uses. It used to be kind of barren. They're starting to develop a lot on it. And as you can see here, there was some major flooding on the road as well. That was pretty insane going through that. It was pretty deep, and with the car coming on the other side. Whenever I've done water crossings before, I haven't experienced a wake from the other side, but it was pretty interesting. Got a bit wet. Coming up next, this is the Windermere area. Tiger Woods used to live here. A lot of great landscaping, as you can see, typically, but there are a lot of trees on the ground. A lot of crews out cleaning it up. I was pretty impressed with that. But the sidewalk is flooded here. Road, and this is a main artery for a large subdivision to get to the tourist corridor, and unfortunately this was closed off. They must have had major flooding in downtown, so I went back, tried to go another way, and encountered this massive tree down. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing the before and after footage. It was interesting riding in, for certain. Thanks for watching. Now let's go explore.